What's up, guys? Today we're going to be installing a dropper seat post on this Santa Cruz highball. This is size medium. This Tranz-X Kitsuma is a 125mm drop, and this frame requires a 30.9 diameter, which is what we got here. Now, the reason why I went with this model here is because, as you can see here, it's got this little portion right here that sticks out, and that allows you to externally run the cable straight from the base of the mount where the dropper goes, and that goes straight up this top tube here right to the bar. So it's going to provide for a very clean and neat and tidy cable management system. There's a lot of other ones that come up here where it moves as you drop down, which I didn't want to do. I just wanted it to be stationary right here and just locked in. So let's go ahead and continue with the installation process. So let's have a cable cutter. It also has this insert right here that will round up the cable once you cut it. Of course, you need your Allen keys. I have a little crimper tool here just for the wire end. And then I have some grease that I like to put on before I insert the dropper into the frame. So let's go ahead and continue with removing this saddle. And by the way, this is a WTB Silverado. So this model, we just unscrew both of these incrementally. We get that saddle out of there. And there we go. Okay, so from here we can just remove this seat post. This has a nice little toolless removal system. But before I insert the new dropper, I'm just going to go ahead and coat the surface with a little bit of grease here. Now, I like this finish line grease because it's really thick and it'll allow to really stick in there and reduce any possibilities of creaking. So I'm just going to go ahead and put a little bit on there, just like that. A little bit goes a long way. And by the way, this does provide for a minimum insertion mark. So you're going to make sure to insert it at least past that line there. Nothing much to this, just go ahead and spread it around nice and evenly. Just give it a little thin coat. That should be good right there. All right, so I'm just going to install it just like that for now. Straighten it out a little bit. Something like that should be pretty good. I'm going to tighten this up a little bit. And all right, so now to install the cable, there's a little plastic cover here, and this you just push down and out, and that's where you install the end of the cable. So the cool thing about this kit is that it actually comes with your full cable housing and your cable. Now, because this is so direct, I'm going to be cutting quite a bit off of this from this cable here, so it's going to be a lot shorter than this here. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and estimate my cable length here. I'm going to go and take one of these ends, pop it right over this housing, and as you can see, that goes just like that. And here's the beauty of it. I can run it just like this, straight up this top tube here, just like that. I definitely don't want to kink this. I'm going to provide for a nice smooth transition. Now, this does have some open-ended attachments here. I could cut this cable housing here and run exposed wire here, but I probably don't want to do that, just to make sure that the cable stays clean. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this and probably zip tie it to the other cable, and it'll still look pretty fitted. So I'm going to run it like this, and actually, to provide for the best cable routing, I'm actually going to go opposite side over here, so you can get a nice bend naturally over to the left, where I always like my levers to be for the dropper post. I'm going to run it this way, come back this way, and that'll be very, very clean. All right, so there's good. Now, again, I just want a really smooth bend directly to that lever, which let me grab really quick. All right, so the lever is going to be right here. I'm just checking how the cable comes out of there. And then this kit also comes with the elbow. It's kind of like I don't know, maybe like a 40-degree bend straight from the lever. Again, you want pretty smooth bend, not too much, not too little. Just make sure that you got full extension of your bars, and right there is probably where I want it. So I'm going to take this and cut right there. All right, now I can take the end of my tool here. It's got this right here. I'm just going to go back where I made that cut and make that round again. That's looking pretty good. All right, so now I'm going to insert my cable into the housing. All right, so now all you do is take this ball end and insert it right into the opening, just like that. It'll sit nice and tight. And your cable will go there, and then this will snap together just like that. That's how the cable sits in there, nice and clean. Nice. All right, now to run my cable. So again, I'm just gonna go ahead and zip tie it to the rear brake cable here. All right, so now I'm just gonna use this one post for the brake housing and attach the dropper post housing to it as well. Something like that, looking pretty good. So I'm just going to go and clip into this. All right, now I'm doing the same for up here. And again, I'm exiting it to the right side of the bike. Just want to make a flush cut here. Cool. All right, so I've got a couple pieces here. I've got the cable end. It's going to go right here. I've got my little bend elbow here. Cable through that, see that. I'm going to run this in between this cable. And this goes right in this hole right here on top. And with these, it's always a challenge to get right. Alright, so I got the cable in there. I'm just going to go and pull up all the slack here. Cable length is looking perfect. That's great. And this does also feature an adjustable barrel on the very end, which is really handy. So I'm just going to verify that everything's nice and seated. Pull up all the slack and crank her down. Yeah, that feels pretty good actually. Okay, so I verified that the tension's perfect. I actually get drop and feels really, really good. Very nice lever by Tranz-X. I like it a lot. Alright, so now I can cut off this excess and then put the cable end onto that. Alright, so I'm just going to cut off the excess and then insert this little cable end. Right about there should be good. Tidy up the installation here. Alright, so as you can see, I've got my cable here. I've got the perfect amount of tension, nice bend in that cable. And I can spin the bars around both directions, looking really good. Really love the actuation of this lever. Feels really nice. Like I said before, this does have an adjustable barrel should I need to adjust the tension later on. But essentially, that's the process, and let's go ahead and install the saddle. All right, so now let's reinstall our WTB Silverado saddle. Once you've got your saddle positioned, it's as simple as tightening down these two Allen keys, screws. All right, so I've got the saddle installed. I'm just going to check the operation. Push the lever down. So drop down just like that, and let's watch it come back up. It's actually really smooth. If you look at that actuation, it just comes at naturally right amount of speed. It's not too slow and not too fast. It's got a really nice end to it too. It doesn't have that kind of abrupt pop at the end. Just nice and fluid and high quality, and I like it a lot. Again, that cable is just butter. It's just perfect, smooth. Really like that angle, and yeah, not a whole lot of excess wire and cable to worry about. There's nothing back here that moves as you drop down and drop back up. Everything is good, and yeah, this is just a really cool type of dropper wiring system for those that don't have internal cable routing. This is the way to go. So that's going to sum it up from you guys. Thanks so much for watching. If you're not already, consider hitting that subscribe button, like and comment with what you guys think about this dropper, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.